It seems fairly logical that people from different countries, with their different climates and different cultures, should be different. What seems strange though is that people whose countries are only separated by a border like North America and Canada should be so distinct. Here are 25 weird differences between Americans and Canadians. Know before you go! Number 1. Americanized. In Canada, different races and cultures mix together without losing their identity, whereas in America, different races and cultures tend to blend together and become more American. Number 2. Local shopping. Canadians on the whole shop locally and online shopping is minimal. America, however, is the almost complete opposite. People buy something online even though the shop down the road may sell it. Number 3. Society. Canadians generally look for community and safety in numbers, and Americans are more likely to adopt an each to his own attitude. Number 4. Problems. Americans know their country has its problems, but they prefer to view them as issues or quirks. Canadians think Canada is perfect. Number 5. Let it out. Americans aren't afraid to show their feelings and shout if they have to. Canadians don't like to make a scene and prefer to avoid confrontation. Number 6. Flags. Canadians love an excuse to get their country's flag out. Americans never seem to put theirs away. Number 7. Higher education. Canadians are serious about their education, and 53% of Canadians have a college education, which is vastly superior to the US number of around 35%. Number 8. Politics. While most Americans don't trust the government, Canadians actually trust their government, and most are happy with how it works. Number 9. Conformity. Not unlike a lot of Europeans, Canadians have a fear of standing out and generally prefer to be part of the crowd. Americans don't seem to have this fear and tend to be a little loud. Number 10. A bag of milk. Some places in Canada sell milk in bags. Although other countries in Europe, Asia and South America do this also, in the US it would be considered odd. 11. Patriots. Canadians are proud of the country they live in, but Americans tend to be prouder of the state they live in, rather than the country as a whole. Number 12. Choices. Canada has 5 main political parties to choose from. None of these parties is extreme, and all fall either left or right of centre. America has more of a coin flip situation where you have left or right, or red or blue. 13. 1812. Most Canadians know about the 1812 war and will tell you how America failed to invade Canada. Most Americans don't know anything about this war. Number 14. Language. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. The US has no official language, and each state decides which language it wants to adopt. Number 15. Passive aggression. Canadians generally opt for the passive-aggressive option. Americans do too, but US passive aggression is rather direct, whereas the Canadian version is a little more subtle. 16. Cool. Canadians are proud of how cold their country is and feel that the fact that they can withstand these temperatures makes them special. Americans don't really think that's anything to brag about. Number 17. Point of view. Although Canadians are very aware of the differences between their country and the USA, Americans don't notice them as much, and Europeans may notice them even less. Number 18. Freedom. Canadians are free thanks to their government's social policies, which support the lesser privileged. Americans are free because of the government's lack of policies. 19. Sports. Americans are pretty hardcore sports fans. One of the favourites is American football, and Americans will use a game as an excuse to get together. Canadians get together for other reasons, and aside from ice hockey, they don't really care about sports. Number 20. Opinions. Canadians either share the same opinions or can relate to different opinions about a lot of subjects. Americans tend to have a wider range of opinions, and consensus is harder to reach, although this may just be due to the population size difference. 21. Taboo. Americans try to avoid talking about politics, but Canadians love to talk about American politics. Number 22. Authority. Americans tend to have a certain distrust for authority, whereas Canadians in general trust and respect it. The reason for this is probably because Canada remained loyal to King George, whilst Americans rebelled against him. 23. Barefoot. In general, it is unusual for a Canadian to wear shoes inside their home. In America, it is more common than not. 24. Comparisons. Canadians tend to think they are superior when comparing themselves to Americans. Americans don't really spend much time comparing themselves to anyone. 25. Communication. Most Canadians are at least bilingual and speak English and French. Most Americans only speak the English language, and some even have trouble with that. Which difference surprised you the most? Comment below.